Ali Mccoist may have did a complete 180 turn yesterday, but Chris Sutton has went full steam ahead into Ali McCoist's comments earlier on this week regarding the Hate Crime Bill Act, whatever we want to call it, and he's labelled it as irresponsible, but he's put a lot more into it, and we'll dive straight into the meat of it. But of course, the Ibrox Legends controversial comments made front page headlines, everyone crying about this. It's pathetic. If you want to see the videos about what McCoist actually said in detail, go check it. But of course, he criticised it. He said to him and pretty much everyone inside Ibrox was going to be breaching that hate bill. And you know, we can call it a hate bill, but what it is you can't criticise the SNP government. That's pretty much what it is. And you know what? It's actually good to see a lot of people in the comments. I mean, not everyone. A lot of people are for this act. I wonder why. But a lot of people backing Ali McCoist here for both sides. And it's good to see that because that's what should happen. Now, we're going to dive straight into Chris Sutton's comments. And he was speaking on the It's All Kicking Off podcast. Now, before we dive into his comments, right, I thought Chris Sutton would be backing Ali McCoist for this. I did. Now, could you argue the fact that it was kind of McCoist saying that he was going to be bashing Celtic at Ibrox is why Sutton's not defending him here? I didn't think Chris Sutton would have been like this, but let's dive into his comments. He says, and I quote, "He left himself wide open, saying that he, along with 48,000, will be committing a breach of the bill in that fixture. Look, I know Ali well. I've worked with Ali a lot. I suspect his comments may have well been tongue-in-cheek, but if they weren't, then you've got to say they were pretty reckless, irresponsible comments, daft. I think his choice of words were clumsy. I know he's not going to the game. He's come out now and said that he's not going to the game, which may have not sort of got him out of it, but his way of getting out of those words which he used, he will have to address this one. I thought his comments were slightly odd in truth." Now, to just give you a quick recap of what he did in the U-turn, he was quizzed by Celtic fan Alan Brasel if he still planned to go, and then he said, "No, I'm away with the kids for a couple of days. People are accusing me of doing this or doing that, but there's been a change of plans. I'm going away for a few days, but a few of my older boys will be there. I'll be watching it. I'm sure I'll get a text or two from you." End of quote from McCoist. So, right, I've talked about McCoist yesterday. Would I go as far as saying it's pathetic that he's kind of bottled it? I mean, I will go as far as saying it, because what I think it is I think it's a case of ITV, Sky, whoever, Fireplay, TalkSport, one of the higher ups there is probably told McCoist, if you go, you're sacked. And McCoist has bottled it. Now, yeah, everyone needs jobs. Everyone needs the bills to be paid at the end of the day, but McCoist should have stuck to it. He should have stuck to it, should have stuck to his word and went, but he didn't. And he literally said the day before he'd be there, breaching it, and then the next day he's like, "No, I won't be there, actually I'm away with the kids." And I've seen someone say, the guy's near 80. What age are his kids? I believe his kids are like 40 and like late 30s now. Here, I don't know how many kids Ali McCoist has got, right? And I guess you can hang out with your kids at any age, but some guy in the comments of our film was like, what was he taking his 40-year-old kids to the park? That got a cheap pop out of me, right? And he also said some of his kids would be there. How many kids has Ali McCoist got, folks? But reality is, I think he shouldn't have backed out. I think he still should have went. But here, that's the way it is in today's day and age. The employees have got you by the balls. I talked about it in the video yesterday. Joey Barton, he'll never be employed again by one of the sports companies out there, like a Sky, like a TNT. It's just not going to happen. And because McCoist has come out and said this, I can guarantee, I would actually bet pretty much everything I own that McCoist has been warned not to go to this, because it just seems like such a sudden U-turn. I mean, we're not talking about comments he made 10 years ago, comments he made 20 years ago. We're literally talking about 24 hours ago, and he did a complete U-turn. I thought it's pretty pathetic for McCoist, but here, that's just my opinion. If people want to disagree, go ahead. But what did Chris Sutton... What do we think of Chris Sutton's comments? Well, like I said earlier, I think it's kind of because he's bashed Celtic in it. That maybe why Sutton's going in on him. But there's a lot of Celtic fans here on the channel, on my channel, with videos to do this. I've actually backed McCoist. Because, the SNP, he's trying, it's like North Korea. It's actually pathetic. They're trying to disguise it as a hate crime bill where, you can't say this about all these minority groups, but the reality is it's pretty much here, if you slabber about the SNP, we've got the authority now to lock you up in jail. That is pretty much what it is. And judging by 99% of our comments, they agree with us. They agree with Ali McCoist's comments on Tuesday. Maybe not so much Wednesday, but yeah, Chris Sutton, I thought he would have backed his old pal Ali, but apparently not. I don't get it. You know, like, what about Chris Sutton? You know, what Celtic fans were chanting towards Chris Boyd on Sunday, that's a breach of this hate crime bill. It is what it is. It is what it is. What is he? Is he in favour of that? Is he in favour of them breaching it, but not McCoist? Or what is it, man? It seems like we're all tying each other up here and leaving ourselves hanging, because there's been, 3,800 reports to the police over fucking tweets, man. I mean, it's actually, how much, does no one actually fathom how much a waste of police time and effort over tweets, man? I mean, we're not talking about tweets that's going to be committing like a school shooting or a terrorist. I mean, we're talking about somebody calling somebody shite at football. I mean, it's an absolute mess, but yeah. Anyway, that's where Fog Football's going to leave it. I'd rather just talk about the football, but I mean, you cannot just sit back and watch your country fall apart like that. And it's good that McCoist came out. Sutton, I mean, but England's fucked anyway. No, the entire world's humped. I could talk about it for days, but we're not going to do that. Sutton's replied. What do you guys think? Till next time, peace.